Bottled water banning. Is Vancouver next? Vancouver has been consistently named one of the top cities worldwide for livability and quality of life. It is always taking steps in being progressive, and its drinking water is becoming no exception. Let me briefly introduce the issue that will be discussed in the following talk. Take a second to think about this statement. Evian spelled backwards is naive. Coincidence? Most likely, but major bottled water companies have a significant influence and have been manipulating the general public for years into thinking bottled water is better for you. People gravitated towards consuming bottled water since the 1990s due to heavy marketing campaigns by major companies, convenience, and lack of confidence in local tap water. However, Vancouver has taken major steps to be a leader in drinking water quality and are quickly becoming a model for others to follow. The bottled water banning trend. Why is it happening, and why is Vancouver gravitating towards this? To begin, let me provide you with a brief background of why bottled water is getting the ban and what bans have helped set the trend. Now, plastic bottles are made from a chemical known as polyethylene terephthalate, or PET. While the water is initially clean and filtered, the byproducts from PET can actually end up in the water. Production of PET products can release toxins and carcinogens into the atmosphere and environment. Now, speaking of the environment, used bottles have a tremendous impact. In Vancouver, up to 80% of water bottles end up in the garbage. An estimate of 3 million bottles a year end up in landfills, and it can take 1 million years for plastic to break down. Judging from these facts alone, it is easy to see why places are banning bottled water, but who else has done it so far? The first place believed to institute a ban is the town of Bundanoon, Australia, in 2009. San Francisco, a city that is viewed similarly towards Vancouver in terms of quality of life, voted in their ban in March of 2014. What exactly is meant by banning bottled water? It certainly doesn't mean that you'll be thrown in jail if you're caught with a bottle in your hand, but rather, strict regulations are placed on sales. The San Fran ban pertains to bottles less than 620 milliliters being sold on city property, excluding major sporting events, and Vancouver is looking to follow this model. Vancouver is located in the province of British Columbia in Canada. Why are they looking at a ban? Canada and British Columbia have become world-renowned for the quality of its drinking water, whereas evidenced by the many accolades that it has received. Canada ranks second among industrialized countries as of 2010 on the Environmental Performance Index, which ranks countries on their water quality. The EPI quantifies water by its dissolved oxygen and pH levels, conductivity, and total nitrogen and phosphorus levels. The annual Berkeley Springs International Water Tasting is a prominent event in terms of evaluating tap water around the world. British Columbia has dominated recently, and this is indicative of the efforts by the province to decrease bottled water consumption and improve the standards of its tap water instead. We have finally begun to see a natural decline in bottled water use in Vancouver. Households in British Columbia use less bottled water in comparison to the rest of Canada, and this is evidenced by more than 50% drop in consumption. So what exactly has Vancouver done to action this downward trend? $820 million was spent on a state-of-the-art filtration system to upgrade the Capilano-Seymour watersheds to target turbidity, as they supply 70% of Vancouver's drinking water. At the time of commissioning, it was the largest direct filtration plant in Canada, one of the largest in North America, and it incorporated the largest UV disinfection system in the world. Other upgrades included twin tunnels at both reservoirs, a new water main at Capilano, and drainage works around the Cleveland Dam to enhance seepage and stability. Tap water is inspected over 30,000 times a year compared to only 3 times for bottled water. The majority of bottled water is actually taken from municipality water, but it can be stored for months in potentially contaminated bottles containing PET and other harsh chemicals. Now, the cost comparisons alone are a reason enough that Vancouverites are making the switch. You can spend upwards of $2 to $4 per liter on a single bottle of water, whereas tap water costs taxpayers less than a cent per liter. In fact, bottled water costs more than gasoline, which is less than $1.50 in Vancouver. Now, of course, there are some drawbacks to banning. People don't always have the freedom to choose water instead of other unhealthier options, and it can cost towns and businesses valuable revenue. Lack of access to fountains and public taps have people concerned, but alternatives include buying reusable containers to fill up with tap water, and Metro Vancouver has even created an app called Tap Map that allows you the convenience of finding the nearest accessible drinking fountains or water taps using your smartphone. Additionally, several inexpensive carbon filters are available on the market to further purify your water. The take-home message here is that more and more cities are trending towards banning bottled water, and Vancouver is not just ready to follow suit, but they are focusing on becoming world leaders in the cause. Judging by their upgrades in infrastructure and social initiatives, they are quickly becoming an example for others to follow. If this talk got you inspired to hear more, or you're just interested in reading further about this topic, then here are some links that were helpful in making this talk happen. Thanks for tuning in.